He's the great Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers pitcher, joining us on the program. Good morning, Clayton. How are you?
Hey, good guys. How are y'all?
What are you doing all day?
Just feeding babies.
is that
Uh,
is that Cooper?
yeah, this is our newest. He's 4 months now, and yeah, man, we're doing good. We're just kind of hanging. We're trying to do a little school with the older two, and I'm kind of working out and throwing when I can, and then it's really about it.
Give him a little airtime here. Let me see
There,
Coop.
there he is. This is his debut, guys.
Nice.
Yeah,
Left-handed, right-handed? Do we know yet?
tough to tell. Tough to tell. But we'll see. He's been a good kid, so he's a third kid, so he knows he doesn't. He's got to be good.
You know what? And you know this. After the first one, you take all the precautions, you do all the right things, and then the second one, you ease off a little bit. By the time you get to the third, and when we got to our fourth, we're like, whatever. That pacifier falls out. How long was it on the floor? Stick it back in your mouth. You're good.
100%. 100%.
All right. So who do you work out with at home?
Just me. Yeah, just hang out. And then I have there's one guy here that I throw with every day. And yeah, man, I feel like I'll be ready, whenever this thing gets going. If it does, I feel like I'll be in a good spot. So it's it sounds optimistic, right? Everybody seems to keep talking about it like it might happen. So that's exciting.
How long do you need to get ready? If I said do you need to know the date for the start of the season for you to then go through your routine to get ready for the start of a season?
I mean, that would be nice, to have the start date, but I think they're proposing like a 30-man roster potentially, so that you don't have to build up quite as much when that happens. You only need 4 or 5 innings really to start the season if you have 30 guys on board. And then, and so, I mean, with extra 30 guys, I mean, you probably only need 2 or 3 weeks to be my guess.
But how much contact are you having with, whether it's manager with Dave Roberts or the Players Association? Like, who is your voice here to help you understand what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I talked with Doc. Nobody really knows. We're all just kind of in a holding pattern as far as what the season might look like, just because everything changes week to week, month to month with what's going on right now. So nobody really knows for sure. Obviously the MLB just sent over that proposal that we're looking over, I think, right now and having to talk about it soon. But nobody really knows. No one knows what it's going to look like yet.
What did you make of Blake Snell's comments?
Blake, you know what? He was a little bold, obviously. Hey, Dan, I need to give this guy up real quick.
Okay, all right. I hope you gave him to your wife. I don't know.
I just see this right here. Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I think it was probably a little bold in what he said, but I think where he's coming from, we've already made a pay concession. We're going to get paid prorated based on the season, so we play 81 games where we get half our pay. We agreed to that already, and I know guys kind of felt like that was what we decided, as a union. And obviously with no fans changes things, I guess, for some owners, but we're still playing the same game. We're still playing baseball. We still agreed to our salaries based on that. So all I can say about everything is if it deems medically that we're able to play and we can't figure out the business side of it between the two sides, it's not going to look good on anybody. Yeah. So if we do figure out medically, I'm pretty optimistic that we can play.
Well, how concerned are you about that with your health? I mean, the conversations you have with your wife.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's obviously risk involved anytime, but there's also risk just going outside any day. And there's a lot of people smarter than me, thankfully, figuring this stuff out as far as what is protocol for what's going forward and how to do this baseball stuff. And bottom line is, I think the majority of us want to play. We want to play and we want to be out there. And for whatever small bit it is, it's probably helpful to the country to see some sports. I know I'm tired of watching PGA golf reruns over and over again. So I think, we want to do it. And if somebody smarter than us says that we can do it, I think, I'd be on board for sure.
And listening to Blake Snell, and I said, if you really are worried about your health and you don't want to play this year, you're not going to get paid, and that's your stance, then that's fine. I applaud you. I mean, it's everybody's individual choice here. The tricky part, though, Clayton, is what if the medical community says it's safe, the Players Association deems it safe, the commissioner deems it safe, and you still don't want to go back? What happens to that player or those players who say, we still don't want to go back?
Yeah. Well, like you said, I think it'll still be their choice. And I don't think that's going to be, I might be naive in this, but I don't feel like that's going to be the vast majority of players. You might have a few guys that have like some serious health issues within the family, or some people that they just can't take the chance of being around and playing baseball, and totally get that. But hopeful that the vast majority of people can play and feel good about it.
He's Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers pitcher. You got your hat on here. Can you
Yeah,
take?
you don't want to see that.
No, yeah, come
Yeah,
on. Is it Bryce
you want to
Harper
see it?
like? Yes. Is this Bryce Harper like?
It's just I sleep on this side. I don't sleep on this. I sleep right here. So it was a good night of sleep. It was a good night of sleep.
I think you just added about 2 inches to your height here with
I know.
that
I
hat there.
know. That's great.
Now wait, does your wife cut? Who cuts your hair?
Well, nobody right now, obviously, but I'm kind of I don't get a lot of haircuts. I kind of let it go for the season, and then just kind of cut it up at the end of the season and go from there. But I have my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law has cut my hair before, plenty of times. So if I get desperate enough, I'll make that happen.
Isn't it great though? You get to wear a hat to work.
I
Like you're
do.
an
I know.
adult and you get to wear a hat to work every
I
day.
know.
That's
Shorts
pretty.
and t-shirts every day. It's awesome.
You got a baseball near you?
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
Okay. Is this an important baseball you have there, or is that like a memento of anything?
Well, I got a ration. This is a brand new pearl, and I got a ration right now playing catch because I only have so many left, and I don't know how much longer. So I got to make sure this lasts. But that's about it.
Okay. Can you show us some of the grips that you have?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Well,
Now, I remember Harold Reynolds did something on Baseball Tonight, and it was on Johan Santana. And he said, this is what hitters see. The arm slot delivery for a changeup and a fastball looked exact. And Harold Reynolds matched up two pictures. He said, tell me which one's a fastball and which one's a changeup. Now you know how difficult it is when you're facing great pitchers. Do you ever have pictures of your arm slot that says that's my changeup, that's my fastball, and then make sure that they mirror each other?
well, not the changeup because I don't know how to throw one of those. But I think that's any good pitcher. I think they all kind of look the same coming out of your hand, and then they do different things. So I guess the number one rule in pitching is to make everything look as similar as possible, and then as long as possible, and then at the end it moves differently. So nothing should change about your arm slot or your arm angle or anything. It's just the grip of the pitches and how you release it.
All right, so show me the fastball, the grip of the fastball.
All right, so I hold it like this with the horseshoe on this side, and a lot of guys hold it like this with the. Well, I just did it again with the horseshoe on this side, but for me, I hold the horseshoe right there and just straight across, 4-seam fastball. I don't know how to throw a 2-seam fastball, so I just throw that.
Okay, now if you're throwing your breaking ball.
So curveball, you take this seam right here. Let's see, it's hard to do it on Zoom, kind of, and then middle finger right there, and then a lot of guys do different stuff with their index finger. Some spike it, some point it straight up. I think Eric Gagne did it like this, and a lot of guys are doing this now. And then, but me, I just throw a pretty standard curveball, and this one's just kind of along for the ride. All the pressure's right there. The thumb is on that seam, and then you just pull down like as hard as you can.
But if I'm looking at that, I see your finger up.
Yeah,
Aren't you tipping your?
that would be, yes, I guess in theory, but that would be pretty tough to see. I feel like because your arm's moving so fast at that point by the time it come out of your glove. But I mean, guys, if you're at second base, you can see a spike if you hold it in your glove the wrong way, and so guys get tips that way. So you got to kind of cover it up with your glove.
Can you tell when somebody at second base is telling somebody at home plate what's coming?
Nah, sometimes if they're really, if they're really bad at it, but most of the time, no.
So if they say breaking ball, then you know that they're probably bad at it.
I would get that. Yeah, I would figure that out.
Can you throw a knuckleball?
No, no, like 1 out of 10, I can get it to do something, but I think they do it like that. I think our like R.A. Dickey, I was like he did that, I think, and just kind of like pushes it.
I'm
But I
still
don't know how to.
amazed with it. I asked Phil Necro about it, and he
Yeah, it's
shows you.
incredible.
Yeah, and then I hate playing catch with somebody who throws a knuckleball because they think it's funny that you're getting, hitting the knee or hitting the groin or whatever. And
yeah, Charlie, we have Charlie Huff around still, and
Oh, yeah.
Charlie can still do it. He can still just fire knuckleballs at you. It's amazing.
But I'm just fascinated, though, that the difference in how guys hold a baseball and how much pressure you add to a baseball and how light. It's almost like a golf swing. That guys sometimes will grip it too tight. Can you grip it too light or too strongly?
I don't know. I always grip everything pretty firmly. Just to, I don't know. I just always, I don't have a loose grip on anything. That's probably why I don't throw a changeup very well. But what's funny is that you talk to guys and whoever has the best of whatever, you talk to different guys about their changeups or different guys about their sliders, and you want to see their grip because you're like, that's how they do it. They have a different. It's the same grip. Everybody has the same stuff. It's just how their arm works, how it moves, how it comes out of their hand. Like the grip is almost irrelevant to some extent, and it's just over the years, you want to see how guys hold different things, but there's very few times that the grip is just like, oh, that's it. That's what changed my career.
Did anybody try to change your windup?
No, I mean, I've kind of had the same, over the years, I think I've paused a little bit more at the bottom, and then, I do that stupid thing out of the stretch where I lift my hands up real high.
Wait, you acknowledge it's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb, but now I can't get rid of it, and it's like part of it now, so I can't not do it.
Oh gosh. Well, hey, it's great to talk to you. Hopefully, we get some baseball played, and more importantly, good luck with Cooper there.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Clayton. That's Clayton Kershaw, Dodgers pitcher.